Let's talk about cornering. Cornering is one of the more widely used skills in mountain biking because it allows us to change direction at moderate or high speed. It is also one of the more difficult to master as every turning situation is different. First, let's differentiate cornering from steering. Although they both involve changing directions, the execution is different for each. Steering is typically done at low speed, such as around tight or small radius turns. The rider steers the handlebars to change direction. Cornering is done at moderate to high speed. When on flat or descending trail that change directions gradually, we use cornering to change direction while maintaining speed and momentum. A distinguishing element of cornering is that the rider leans the bike in the direction they want to go. Now that we know when we want to use cornering, how do we do it? Let's review the teaching points for cornering. First, the rider should be in a low ready position. They should look in the direction they want to go, and next lean the bike in the direction they want to go. For your moving demo and practice, consider your cone layout carefully. Set up a short slalom course with cones. First with cones in a straight line, about 6 strides apart. Use a safe open area with a gentle downslope if possible. This will allow riders to navigate the cones without pedaling. Ride through your cones, alternating around the cones like a skier on a slalom course. Maintain a relatively still upper body while focusing on the lean of the bike. Here are the progressions for your practice period. Progression number 1. Ask participants to ride through the slalom course of straight cones. Progression 2. Move the cones away from the center line of the original slalom course. 6 inches to each side of a center line is a good second progression. Progression 3. Offset the cones further from the center line. In progression 4, one more offset, although you may have to add a gentle downslope and move the cones further apart to allow room for the additional change in direction. Now let's review the observation, error detection, and correction that is common when cornering. 1. Rider appears too tall. Although it may work on practice terrain, this will be an immediate problem out on the trail. 2. Rider is leaning their upper body and shoulders towards the turn. Return to side bike and body separation to help them get the muscle memory. Number 3. The rider is not able to continue around all the cones. In this case, the rider is likely going too fast or not using enough bike and body separation. Number 4, the rider is steering. Revisit side-to-side bike and body separation and note that they may also be going too slow. Number 5, the rider is dropping one foot. This is common in other cycling disciplines but not recommended for cross-country mountain biking. Remind riders that level pedals is one of the 3 essentials and will help them maintain their balance. What common gameplay do you associate with cornering? Set up 2 or more slalom courses next to one another. Set up courses using cones or pin flags. You can also use surveyor's tape between the flags to better define the course. Ask riders to pair up and challenge each other. Progress to having riders use gears that are too easy or too hard to make gear selection part of the exercise. Here are a few bonus tips related to cornering. I said this earlier in a previous video, but I'm going to have to say it again. Slow is smooth and smooth is fast. When it comes to cornering, oftentimes people want to go faster than their skills are ready for. Ask your student athletes to start relatively slow and work on really good technique. Once their technique is getting better, then they can start to add speed. And therefore we have slow is smooth and smooth is fast. Here's a question that comes up very often while teaching cornering. Hey coach, why is it that we're supposed to keep level pedals when we're cornering? And that is a great question. Let's dive in a little bit deeper so that we can understand. When I have one foot in front of the other, I'm able to stay balanced, and as the terrain may be changing because of a difference in grade, or maybe there's an obstacle or an object on the trail, I can maintain my balance in my feet if I'm standing on both feet with level pedals. Additionally, we have to talk about bike and body separation. When I drop my outside foot and put it at the bottom of its pedal stroke, I'm then losing all my bike and body separation. Level pedals allows us to stand taller over the bike with bent knees, and then we have better bike and body separation. Another very impactful reason that we want to maintain level pedals becomes evident when we drop the outside foot and put all of our weight in that foot. We talked earlier about the teaching points being low, look, and lean, and if I get low, look, and lean the bike, but then put all my weight into my outside foot, watch what happens when I let go of the bars. The bike wants to stand up, and that's going to make it harder for us to do our cornering. So by having level pedals, I then make the bike more maneuverable in my hands, and I can lean it in the direction I want to go much more easily. Cornering is involved in so much of what we do on a mountain bike. I had to stop here with our introduction to cornering, but I look forward to coming back in the future with intermediate and advanced cornering. Until then, take a look at our next video on shifting. I look forward to seeing you there.